The future is just going to be amazing in terms of products, in terms of systems, in terms of all of our life, in terms of design. We're going to see many different aspects of what will change in the future. One is sustainability, taking into account the resources that we have in water, energy, all aspects of our resources. We're going to see products in lighting, for example, which will use technologies such as LEDs. It'll be integrating new fixtures, new arrangements to light up our space in efficient ways, to use the light so it really works with us, to use lights in even new exciting ways where we won't have shadows, but then I can hang things from lights. I can change my environment just how the lights are. That would be one example. Another example of sustainability is looking at architecture. We're going to see new materials being used that have a life to them. They can be reused, they can be easily made at low cost, and using the materials that are around us, not necessarily shipped from all over the world. We'll see buildings created to use light and energy more efficiently. The facades, the outside exterior of buildings will bring in light the way we want it to be brought in, will help us handle heating and cooling, and then also be expressive in how they do that. Buildings we'll see bring in natural materials such as plants, trees, etc., and have green roofs, green exteriors, because that's how nature handles energy and handles sustainability. Sustainability will be one of those features. Another area that we're going to see is products and systems becoming more human. In our current world, we get a product, we like it, but it can do much more and interact with us. We're going to see products that will, for example, augment us, change our capabilities. It might be what we call an eye ring, a ring that has a camera on it that lets me perceive the world in ways that my eyes don't. You can imagine for a person with disabilities, this might give them the capability to integrate into all parts of our society, even though they have a sight limitation. It might be a sticky ear. A sticky ear is a device I can put anywhere and sense things that I can't sense, or will sense things when I'm not there. This might be for the home environment, just to understand how our home is working. It might be to handle elderly, or the people in our lives that are important to us. We want to know what's happening with them even though we're away. That would be an example of sticky ear. Another example of human augmentation is being able to read and perceive things that were not perceivable before. A product at SUTD, where I'm from, that really got created is what is called finger reader. Literally, you put this device on your hand and it will read for you. And now you can use that, for example, again, with people that have eye or blindness, impairments. But it can also be used for kids in their education. It can be used to read a language that you're not familiar with. It's going to be exciting. Products will become more human.
There are two reasons, I think, for that. One is when you look at big systemic problems, often, and especially here in Singapore when we've been working with different institutions, they don't know where to start. They look at it and think, okay, where do I place my bets? Where are the things that I'm going to put my money into to understand where to design for this big sticky problem? Design allows you to reframe that in a more human way. It helps you narrow down, so you create kind of bite-sized chunks. And Paul has an equation, small times many equals big. And I like that equation because from our perspective, what we're able to do is infect a new way of thinking about something, to create new solutions in a small way. But when you have a multiplication effect of that, you create the scale that you require to beat those systemic issues and those challenges.
And also, I think industries are just wising up. I mean, I'll tell you actually a quite funny story. A few years ago, I was asked to speak in Parliament in the UK, and they bring in, quote unquote, inspiring people, and I sat at a table and was sort of watched by all these politicians. And they went around the table, and there were a whole group of very senior people, and they were sort of talking about what they did. And some guy was an economics so-and-so, and somebody else was a Nobel author, and it came to me, and I said, I'm a designer. And this lady who was moderating said, why are you here? And I said, I have absolutely no idea, but let me tell you a story. I said, we go out into the world and we talk to people and we figure out what's really going on in their lives and we work with them to make new ideas happen, and hopefully together we make those ideas come to life. And then there was this moment of silence, and then somebody shouted from the balcony, a politician? I think that's what we're supposed to do as well.